I didn't know what to think about this.
I'm just filling up a pot of water, get that boiling. Peel some ginger, get it chopped nice and fine. While I'm doing so, let's take a moment and talk about some history. This recipe is going to take our taste buds back to the 16th century, where we are cooking the luxurious meal of kani, or rabbit. The word kani comes from the Latin word for the burrows that rabbits make, cuniculus. In medieval times, rabbit fur was a popular luxury lining for clothing, being very soft and warm. The meat, too, was considered a luxurious dining option. Today is actually two recipes, which both come from the Good Housewives Jewell, a cookbook published in 1585. Written by Thomas Dawson at a time when cookbooks were becoming more prevalent in the home. This first recipe here is on how to bake the kani, and well, I screwed that up, and you'll see that in the video. But the second recipe here, that's on the sauce for the kani. That I did pretty well with, and that was actually really damn good. You'll see that later too. During these times in the 15th and 16th centuries, rabbits were farmed heavily and were not just caught roaming free. In fact, there were many rabbit farms or warrens which housed rabbits and bred rabbits, protecting them from predators and thieves, often by small fortified dwellings and even moats. Breeding and raising rabbits was a high-end business. Often, one rabbit could fetch more than one workman's average daily income, about 5 or 6 chickens worth. The importance of rabbits even appears here in the States, where Coney Island was named by the Dutch, most likely to the high prevalence of rabbits in the area. Now let's get back to the cooking. So first off, I've already cleaned and washed the rabbit. Now I'm just throwing it into a pot, let it parboil. So I'm just letting it sit here and parboil for 2 or 3 minutes. Then I gotta take it out, drain it, and dry it off. It's pretty important to make sure that everything is dried off, both the inside and the outside, just so the seasoning sticks on better. As for the seasoning, it called for salt and ginger. I did not know if that meant dried ginger or fresh, but I had fresh in the house, so figured I'd cut that up and make it into a little bit of a paste, rub that all over the rabbit. I gotta say, it was probably around this point that I started to get an inkling that I might be doing something wrong with this recipe. It mentioned something about larding this thing closed. I don't know, I just thought, well, let me just shove some lard into this rabbit. Really? I should have known better. I did not translate this Middle English well. Again, that's not where my education lies. I did my best. So I think what I should have done, and just let me know in the comments, is make a dough, maybe out of flour and that lard, and wrap this rabbit up in that. But I didn't. Yeah. So here I'm just setting a temperature to 350, and I'm gonna bake that rabbit for about 45 minutes. Basically, I wanna make sure that it's 160 degrees internal temp. Now I'm cutting up some onions. This is where I'm gonna start prepping for the sauce. And yeah, I know, it's a lot of butter in the pan. I just like to make sure that my cardiologist can put bread on the table. I have 2 large white onions that I'm slicing up here into rundles. I think that's rundles at least. That seems about right. Round, circle, wheelie. So I'm just going to saute those. Honestly, sauteing onions, it's just like one of the best smells. All my fears on this recipe started to evaporate away. Man, that and bacon, 2 fantastic smells. And if one more of these peppercorns shoots off as I'm trying to crush them, I'm gonna lose it. continue making this sauce. Gonna add red wine vinegar. Again, there's no measurements for these things, so I'm just going with, I don't know, it seems to be about a half cup. Adding a spoonful of sugar and that crushed black pepper. Now for a little bit more interesting ingredient, chamomile. Thank you, Bigelow Tea, for the dried chamomile. Actually adds a really nice sweetness. I don't know, it's good. I actually found out that it's used in many sauces. Now give this a nice stir and try and mix everything in. My nostrils are absolutely burning from that vinegar. I'm gonna add this nice buttery sauteed onion mixture into here. Now I had to check the recipe because I feel like I was forgetting something. And yeah, I was. It was actually the ginger. I had to chop up a little bit more ginger there. Give that a nice stir in. I actually started to smell pretty good there. It wasn't so pungent with that vinegar. The only thing is that I wish it would emulsify better. Maybe if I used honey instead of sugar. But again, just trying to stay as close to the recipe as I can. And there's the rabbit for you. Not appetizing. Well, I guess I'll put this Connie sauce on here. Yep, Connie sauce on baked Connie. Doesn't that look delicious? Let's take a photo. Get that sauce. That's weird. That's weird. That's not bad. I don't know if this is actually my first time cooking rabbit. So maybe I messed that up a little bit, overcooked it. But the sauce is strangely good. It's, I don't know how I describe it. It's a little tangy, a little sweet. It's pretty good. Try a little piece here. I mean, if you saute onions in butter, it's gonna be delicious. It's like a sweet, sour, tangy sauce. It's, you get a little bit of the chamomile. That red wine vinegar definitely comes through. The onions, you get the sweetness. I don't know, I kind of like this. I need to learn how to cook rabbit better, but I would try this sauce with chicken. I don't even know what to think about this. It's like somewhere between a 1 and an 8. Every bite, it just goes back and forth on the scale. It's not bad.